Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. As you can see, it's been a very busy day on our channel. I've covered a lot of news, but I wanted to point out a very important report that was actually released today by the Economic Policy Institute. And this is some data that actually tells us how important it is for unemployment benefit extensions to be renewed, to be extended, and how important it is for there to be a federal booster. On your screen, you'll see an article from the Economic Policy Institute. The headline of the article reads, Reinstating and extending the pandemic unemployment insurance programs through 2021 could create or save 5.1 million jobs. Keep in mind that at the time I'm recording this video, well over 10 million individuals, well over 10 million of our fellow Americans are dependent on the PUA program, the PEUC program. Individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality have lost their jobs in many cases permanently. Permanent unemployment is on the rise in America. This represents those individuals who have been unemployed for 6 months or more. Individuals whose jobs have completely vanished. So that is why this is so important. So here are the key takeaways from this report. So here's what the report says. While the economy remains 10 million jobs below pre-pandemic levels and job growth is slowing significantly as the pandemic surges, which is true. By the way, the state that I live in, I live on the East Coast. We're going through another series of lockdowns, and I mentioned this earlier on our channel today. My son's kindergarten, his class was closed, was shut down because one of the kids tested positive. This means that, it affects not only the lives of all the parents and all the kids in his class, it affects local economies. It basically sets off a chain reaction of events, if you will. So the remaining suite of pandemic unemployment insurance programs are set to expire on December 26th, even as one of the most important, which is a $600 a week federal booster, which actually ended at the end of July. It ended several months ago. Millions of workers have already exhausted benefits. In fact, a majority of individuals whose benefits started in March, now we're in December, have already run out. So even with the 13-week extension, even with the PUA program, all of these programs which are actually set to expire, these individuals are at the edge of a financial cliff. Just unbelievable that we still have disagreement between the House and the Senate at this point in time. So here's what the article says. If these programs, including the extra $600 a week, are reinstated and extended through 2021, and if the virus is brought under control so that the economic growth for 2021 returns to what we need it to be, the economy would be boosted by 3.5% and 5.1 million jobs, additional jobs would be added in 2021. This is what we need. You see this chart on your screen, which shows you the effect of reinstating and extending the pandemic-related UI programs and how it will boost income and how it will save jobs. On your screen, you'll see the gains to personal income, GDP, which is gross domestic product, and employment next year if the PUA programs, the PEUC programs, and the PUC programs are maintained throughout 2021. Keep in mind, at this moment in time, a majority of the programs that are essentially propping up the economy are scheduled to expire at the end of this month unless there is legislation from Congress for extension. And hopefully that is something that should happen. Let's just wait and see what happens. So on your screen, you see the income boost that will happen in billions with the PUA program. 1.1 million individuals will be employed in 2021. With the PEUC program, there'll be an employment boost of 0.7 million, which is 700,000 individuals. And with the pandemic unemployment compensation program, the PEUC program, the employment boost will be 3.3 million, giving us a grand total of 5.1 million additional jobs. I want you to think about this for a second. Providing more of a boost will essentially give people the spending power that they need and should actually allow people to get back on their feet faster. And now let's take a look at figure A that was shown in this article. If the suite of unemployment insurance programs were reinstated and extended, how many more jobs would we have in 2021? Here's the thing. When individuals get the unemployment benefits, individuals have the ability to at least have some sort of a respectful way to pay their rent, to put food on the table, to keep the lights on. Providing more unemployment benefits does not make people less likely to work. If anything, it makes a person say, gosh, I need to be able to get back on my feet again, because at the end of the day, All of us want to contribute. All of us want to be a part of society. All of us want to be productive. We want to interact with other people. Listen, I want to be clear. There are going to be a small number of people who just want to stay at home collecting unemployment, but that doesn't last forever. And that, look, there'll always be some individuals, that's all they want to do, collect unemployment. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about focusing on the benefits of extending unemployment programs and what that can do to the overall economy, what that can do to jobs across the country. On your screen, you'll see figure A. If the suite of unemployment insurance programs were reinstated and extended, how many more jobs would we have in 2021? You can actually click on different states and see the results with different states. I'm actually going to click on the state of New York right now, which has a serious unemployment problem. And you can see in New York, the job gain share will be 5.2%. In the jobs gain, there'll be almost 500,000 jobs gained in New York. Let's take a look at California, which is another major problem state. You'll see that in California, the job gain share would be 5.3%. The number of jobs gained would be 852,000 jobs in the state of California, based on research from the Economic Policy Institute. So you can see based on this data. And by the way, when you look at the color, if you will, the darker the color on this chart on your screen, on this map on your screen, the more likely that there'll be more gains in that state. So let's take a look at Pennsylvania, for example. You can see that Pennsylvania's job gain share will be 4.7%, or jobs gained 265,000. Again, this gives you a sense of exactly what the unemployment benefit extensions can do for the economy, how they can allow individuals to have a respectable way of getting back into the workforce and not simply being people who live off the system. There'll always be some percentage of our fellow Americans who want to live off the system. That's okay. It is what it is. But I just want our viewers and subscribers to understand that there needs to be an extension of unemployment benefits. I'm always in favor of those who need help the most getting it. I've always said that since day one. I do believe that we'll see some sort of a stimulus program. I hope that it includes some level of unemployment benefit extensions, because for the simple reason that for a lot of us, jobs have been lost permanently. Again, I've mentioned this before, individuals in travel, entertainment, leisure, and hospitality have lost their jobs permanently. So I'm hopeful that there is some sort of a consensus, because again, as per the data from the Economic Policy Institute, the extension of these programs will result in a substantial benefit to the economy. So every state is under a significant amount of pressure as far as unemployment benefits are concerned. Over 20 states are actually borrowing money right now. Yep, over 20 states are borrowing money right now from the federal government so that they can pay unemployment benefits. And here's the most important segment of the article, in my opinion. Having more generous and long-lasting benefits turn off in the midst of a recovery that is still 10 million jobs short of pre-recession levels illustrates why these benefits should be dictated by economic conditions. In other words, if things are better, then the benefits should go down. If things are bad, the benefits should go up. That is the automatic stabilizer method that has been championed by many lawmakers. Also, I've done another video talking about conditional stimulus. Stimulus should be conditional based on what the conditions necessitate. In some cases, there'll be more necessity. In other cases, there'll be no necessity, depending on how the states are doing. In fact, let's go back to figure A on your screen one more time. And you can see from figure A that some states that are shown in a darker color have as high as a 5.7% chance of an improvement in job growth compared to other states that have a negligible chance, as low as 1.9%. This tells us that even though, we're talking about the country as a whole, every state, in fact, I would go so far as to say every county is its own microeconomy, and every economy should be handled like its own set of conditions, like its own ecosystem. Some ecosystems need more help, they need more nurturing, they need more support, they need more loans, they need more grants. Others don't need anything. So back to the previous important sentence I was highlighting. Having more generous and long-lasting benefits turn off in the midst of a recovery that is still 10 million jobs short illustrates why these benefits should be dictated by economic conditions, not by the whims of Congress. I would go so far as to say not by the personal, political, ideological differences between House Speaker Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, not by the lack of the relationship between House Speaker Pelosi and President Trump, because there is no relationship there. I have done another video talking about the president and the speaker and how there's literally no relationship between them. There's no relationship collateral on which to build on and do something bipartisan. It just doesn't exist. So implementing effective automatic stabilizers both in unemployment benefits and for programs like federal fiscal aid, meaning aid, loans, grants from the federal government to states and local governments, should be a pressing priority for the incoming administration. Let me know what you think of this content in the comment section below. You'll find a link to this article from the Economic Policy Institute in the description section below. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I really appreciate you watching. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. Get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to SMS alerts list. If you want, you can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you'll get added to our email list going forward. The Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. We cover topics that are important to your bottom line, that are again important to the country, important to the economy, and important to your money. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle, if you want to get breaking news and alerts from us, is also ignition_time. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. Now, sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you'll have bookmarked our channel, and you can visit the home page of our channel and then essentially watch our videos at any point in time that you want. If you learn something new from this video, please consider sharing it with friends and family. You'll always find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Please comment below, participate in our community. Our community is vibrant, it's growing, it's intelligent, it's bipartisan, it's respectful, and chances are you'll make some new friends in our community. Finally, if you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please gently ignite the subscribe button, ignite that notification button, because the name of our channel is Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.